Hey, I'm Chris Berman. Coming up on ESPN, we'll have a look at the AFC's leader in catches a year ago with an even 90. Talking about the unpredictable Chad Johnson. He's likely to play a big role today. Denver Broncos, Cincinnati Bengals. It's go time.
Hi, I'm Dan Stevens, and welcome to Paul Brown Stadium. And my sidekick, Peter O'Keefe. Peter, both of these teams have, some very talented players holding down the safety positions. Wouldn't you agree?
No question about it, Dan. Safeties are often literally the last line of defense, and these are reliable as they come.
Hurst barges off right guard. Plummer throws a heater right side. Smith goes in motion. Plummer makes the pass, and the reception's made.
And they can just fall forward and make the play.
Sounds easy, Peter, but we'll see if they can. Plummer throws a bullet to the flat, and it's tipped. Plummer throws this on a rope, and the reception. Plummer fires this one over the middle, and the goes to the challenge, Peter.
Yeah, Dan, that's great D. They had to make a stand here, and they stood together.
It will be 4th down. They take the lead. Williams gets the sack way back at the 21. Kitna puts his arm into this one, and it's tipped. No dice, and it Kitna unloads this one to the left, and the reception is made for a first and more. 25, 15, 5, and touchdown.
Touchdown, Bengals.
Number 81 makes the catch and then takes it for a great run here. Now he's got it. If you give him the room, he'll be happy to take it from you.
Not a player who typically has a TD on his stats, but he's able to. Hurst will get the carry on 2nd down and rips him down in the back. Williams gets the sack at the 25. Catches this one, and that was really quite a call.
It sure was. Got to give those guys on the sideline credit for drawing up that bad boy.
Hollis sacks him. Palmer launches this one way downfield.
Back in 99. Here's a guy that played his first Pro Bowl at the age of 22. That's saying something.
They couldn't connect, and it will now be 4th down. 4th down, and the field goal unit is on the field. Graham boots it from 46 yards out. Have had some trouble moving the ball recently. We'll see what they do on this drive as they start at their own 17-yard line. Kitna puts his arm into this one, and the ball's come at the 20. Graham with the 41-yard attempt, and badly misses this one to the right.
Going into the second half.
The Broncos offense takes the field with the clock at 22. And that'll do it for the first half of this one. The Bengals are out in front 10-3. And now let's send you to Chris Berman in our studios in Bristol for the ESPN halftime report. Boomer. Kitna throws a bullet to the flat, and it's Pauls. Weaver grabs the fast. Plummer throws a bullet to the flat, and the catch is made at the 12. Hurst carries it for the 12th time and heads left.
Tackles and 1 sack. Wow, look at those tackles. That's how you play sideline to sideline.
Elam with a 24-yarder, and it's good. Kitna throws this on a rope and will struggle.
I would have thought halftime would have helped, but it doesn't look like it.
Number 40 makes them. They're looking for an answer as they start this drive at their 36-yard line. Griffin gets the call on second down, and Hurst gets the handoff and runs into traffic. No one in front of him. 25. Eventually, Bell has his number called on second down. And Plummer throws a heater right sideline, and this
Still would have been short.
Yes.
You have to run those routes farther in that situation.
It's up through the goal post. Good. Winding down, they'll start at their own 22-yard line. Warren snaps the missile, and a great number.
Oh, absolutely, Dan. So far, he's got 130 yards and 1 touchdown.
Kitna throws it. Kitna zings it to the right side, and it's intercepted. Dragged down at James puts a lick. Kelly grabs the rope. Johnson goes in motion. Johnson takes this one way out left. And that will do it for tonight's game. The Bengals come out on top 10-9. For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
All right, Dan, thank you. So this one is in the books as we welcome you all to our ESPN Video Games post-game show. I'm Chris Berman. The Bengals stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Now let's check in with our player of the game, a guy who made one big-time catch after another to help seal the win for his team. Number 81 is on the sidelines with Susie Culver. Susie?
Thanks, Chris. You really came up big, and you nosed them out in this nail-biter game. What do you think was the critical factor in getting the W?
Man, I really give all the credit to my teammates. They came in and gave their all today, and they just made things easy for me. We have got a great cast of characters on this team, and I'm honored to play alongside them.
Chris, back to you.
This is SportsCenter.
Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. We got a lot of games to cover, so let's get to it. In our first game this week, we had the Giants come away with a decisive 10-point win. The Chargers drop yet another game and are really struggling on and off the field. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Jaguars pick up win number 2. Drew Bledsoe airmailed 350-plus yards and helped his Bills beat the Ravens. Broncos, Bengals. Number 81 came up with a huge play here as they cover a lot of real estate on this one. The Bengals go on to win this by the final score of 10-9. Over in Cleveland, home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, we had the Browns squeeze out a 4-point victory. Over in Oakland, we had the Raiders come away with a brutal 18-point victory. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. Luckily, we had a relatively injury-free week, which makes my job just that much easier. John Perella sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. A hairline fracture of the arm is the initial report, and the doctors are saying he'll be out for 8 weeks. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Rams, Dolphins. A.J. Touchy-Feely is eyeing the end zone from the 11-yard line. And now Stutter steps, goes across the middle. Beautiful pass, touchdown. The Dolphins go on to win this by the final score of 38-33. The Chiefs got 300-plus yards from their offense in their victory at Arrowhead Stadium. The Seahawks won on the road and will now head home to meet the Panthers. Simeon Rice played well despite the loss and showed us why he's ranked up at the top of the league. Titans, Vikings. Michael Bennett is such a tough runner. Split in the backfield at the 35-yard line, and look at him stiff-arm that defender, and it opens up the hole for a touchdown. The Vikings win this one by the final score of 17-14. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Jets win their 4th game of the year. We had a big trade also of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
Over now to news of a trade that might have some ramifications. Sean Ellis leaves the Jets and will be on his way to the Eagles. And it's clear this was an area of their football team that needed somebody. In exchange, they'll get someone to beef up their roster. Corey Simon is just one of those guys you love to have on your team. He'll be an immediate factor for his new mates.
And in our final game, we had the Packers come away victorious. So another week in the books here on ESPN, but what do you say we hand out a few game balls before we go? Here's my primetime players. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.